Hello, America. This is Keith, your friendly neighborhood technician, coming back at you with some more wonderful information this week. Today, we're talking about the original front load washers versus the new front load washers, the differences between them. First, we'll start with the old school. This actually is a Frigidaire design, basically the original commercial made for public consumption. Okay, if you look at it, if you look in here, okay, you see that timer right there? That is the same basic timer that's on all of the old school washers and dryers. There's very, 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 very little electronics on this whole thing. You can see all the wires and switches and all that kind of stuff in there. Okay, this is basically taking the technology I had back in the 70s and converting it from a top loader to a front loader. Okay, if you look back here, this is a belt-driven motor. Okay, so this motor turns, and then this motor will then in turn your pump around like that. Okay, now that takes a lot of energy. Okay, this board here is called your motor control board. This is the only electronic part of this whole unit. Is this piece here? That is what controls your motor, how fast it goes. And yes, these will spin quite very, very fast. And if you notice, they're kind of small. They were, trying to figure it out. Didn't want to use too much energy and make them large. But if you also look up front here, like I said, that's a small little sub, and you really couldn't wash a whole lot. But that's where, the things changed. This is where it started. Now this is where it came to. Okay, these are your new modern front loaders. Okay, now if you'll notice, my tub is the same except larger. I still have the springs holding the shock, that hasn't changed, and I do have what's called dampener shocks on the bottom, keeping it from vibrating. Other than that, these are as similar as a Model A Ford and a Ford Mustang. Okay, completely different. Okay, we'll start by the motor. Okay, where that one is turned by a motor and a belt, this is called a stator rotor combination. What this does is the DC motor that basically turns this thing at as fast as it's programmed to do. Usually between 1,000 and 1,300 RPMs. It can go a lot faster if the program is higher. It's not, but that's okay. This is the board that controls everything. You see how small that little bitty one over there is compared to this one? Yeah, this is all electronic. There's very little manual parts in here. Now if we come up here, this is our control board. Or this one is basically it's an electronic board, just like the one in your laptop or your phone. But this is controls. I have a whole lot less wires, a lot less can go wrong, and these are a whole lot more efficient and better for your machines. By the changing the style from here to here, how much energy that used versus how much energy this used is night and day. Okay, they put a lot of time and technology and learning to go from this to this. Okay, these are very, very good. Your parents might know what this is. Your parents might understand what this is, but this is basically this. Like I said, they're as similar as a Model A Ford and a Mustang. Okay, but they are still cars. These are still washers and dryers. But these are bigger, they're faster, they're stronger, they do a much better job than the old ones. Now, will they last as long? That I don't know. If you take care of it, you will get a lot of use out of it. This one's 20 plus years old. Will this make 20 years? Don't know. Probably not, but that's okay. But you have a lot of electronics. These are very, very good. Now this model actually has a little flop down door so you can throw extra stuff in there. Not all of those have it. And if we look inside, okay, it is a much larger tub. So you can put a whole lot more in there. Okay, so like I said, once they started getting bigger, they had to come up with better ways to run them. So that is the biggest difference between the new school and the old school washers, front loads. So don't forget to subscribe to this YouTube channel and come back next week for some more wonderful information. Have a good week.